So, why is Genesis, Raphael, why is Genesis so important to us as Christians in regards to the story of creation?
I think Genesis is important because it is the genesis of everything. It's the beginning
of everything.
You know, we usually say the beginning of something is actually quite important. In Genesis, many things are we are introduced to God as the creator. We are introduced to the days of the week, which is actually quite something that's also interesting, that throughout almost all civilizations, everywhere you go, we have a 7-day week. You know, uniformity in this, and there have been attempts of creating a 5-day week. I think there have been others of elongating, and all of these things fail. They fail completely. But there's something about the 7-day cycle that sort of works for all men everywhere. You know, and it's something that even if you look at it, for example, the days in a year are based upon the revolutions of the earth. A month is based upon the moon going around. All these other things, even a day, as the way sunset, sunrise, and all those things, they actually have calculations to them, and you can actually prove them in science. But why does the week have 7 days? You can't prove that. It's simply the way God made it. He made the first day, the second day, the third, the fourth, and the fifth, sixth, and seventh. And so Genesis sets all these things in play and in motion. In Genesis we find ourselves. In Genesis we find our purpose. In Genesis we find meaning. In Genesis we understand the fall, and therefore we understand the question of evil, and we understand even the question of suffering, themes that many men and women battle with even to this very day. There are many who having an identity crisis in this day and age, fueled in part because of false theories that negate our humanity, the false theories that negate our importance, and sometimes you can feel unloved. But in Genesis tells the orphan that though your father and mother are not here, we have a heavenly Father who goes even further in the Bible and says, I am the father of the orphans and the husband to the widows. It speaks to us. It puts us in a place where it is, if we rightly understand how we are loved, then our lives find meaning, our lives find purpose, our lives become, it changes our lives. And so we must appreciate the wonderful truths that are found in the book of Genesis.